If your mornings feel rushed and chaotic, the rest of your day probably does too. The problem might not be your motivation. It might be your morning zone. Today, we're talking about the simple routines that quietly decide how your entire day unfolds. Are you a mom who dreams of that homestead life you see on Instagram? Who feels called to Christian homemaking? You feel like you'd need an extra 12 hours in your day, along with another set of hands, just to make your home work the way you know it could. Welcome to Simply Living Homestead. I'm Amanda Carlin, wife, mama, homemaker, and milkmaid. I've learned the secret to simplifying my time and homestead so my homemaking supports my family instead of exhausting me, and it makes room for the moments that truly matter. If you're ready to get time back in your day, manage your home with confidence, grow in your homesteading skills, and train your children in the way they should go, grab your pitchfork and planner, friend. Let's get to work. Hey friend, would you take a few minutes to write a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts? By doing so, you would let me know just how much you are enjoying the show and help get these episodes into the ears of women who are struggling with the same things you are. Go to simplylivinghomestead.com/review or tap that review button on your Apple Podcast player. I'm excited to hear from you. Welcome back to the homestead. Today we're talking about why your morning home zone matters so much. Specifically, how small routines in the morning create stability for your whole home. They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I actually think that morning routines are the most important routines of the day. My day always runs smoother when the morning is steady. When mornings are chaotic, I feel behind immediately. Small tasks pile up, decision fatigue starts early. When mornings are anchored, the home runs smoother, I can think clearly, and the rest of the day feels manageable. Today's main takeaway is your morning zone is where you anchor your home for the day. So, let's understand the morning home zone. To recap our time blocks, which we have talked about many times and we will continue to talk about because I love them so much. The home morning zone is the home and family support zone. This is where we focus on the home, preparing the home, the family, and the day for all the things that are to come. In our time blocks, we have 3 main time blocks. We have personal time zones, we have home and family time zones, and then we have work time zones. If you want to learn more about the personal and the work blocks, you can go back through the library of episodes. Today we're going to be talking specifically about home and family and how the home and family block you need one in the morning. So the morning home zone. This is where you're going to really set the stage for everyone in your home to have a good day. Things like breakfast, getting the kids ready for school or just ready for the day in general if you don't have school-aged children, and doing a basic home reset so that you feel like your home is ready to take on whatever tasks, projects, or challenges come in the day. When we are developing a time zone block, the first thing that we want to think about inside of this block is our anchor routines. There's always at least one, and perhaps depending on the different tasks and activities that need to take place during this block, there might be more. An anchor routine is a repeatable starting spot that always happens to trigger that zone where, for example, our home zone, where we're talking about today, you're going to generally come off of a personal block. You're going to get up and you're going to have a personal block, and then you're going to trigger the next zone with an anchor routine. The anchor routines are there to remove decision fatigue, and they're there to signal to your brain that the day has begun, that the family is up, and we are ready to start taking care of things for the family. Something like opening the curtains or unloading the dishwasher, setting out food for the next day. These things are a small step that's like, oh, I did this thing, now I can move on to the next thing. You're going to want to create an anchor like an anchor task, and then from that there you have an anchor routine. And that anchor routine is just like, what are the things that you get done? You basically do them roughly the same way every single morning, and you like take care of these things every single day so that you have this predictable momentum. So then that brings us into routine stacks. Routine stacking is linking these tasks together. So you have a routine, and that routine can include multiple steps. So mine is, after my personal routine, then I go around, I open up all the curtains and I let in light, and I look around and I make sure that there was nothing left on the floor or the table from the night before. I try not to let that happen, but possibly there is. And then maybe I make breakfast and I kind of make sure that my kitchen is reset, and then Emerson gets up and we have breakfast. I also have a work block in here because of my job. If I didn't have that, my morning routine would look a little bit differently. But our anchor routines are the thing that starts like this. We always do this thing. Then we have the routine stacks. One action is going to trigger the next, and so on and so forth. I like to categorize things together. The more things that I can do in the same area or in the same vein of things really helps me not feel like I'm bouncing all over the house and like bouncing all over the different tasks. So you want to kind of, maybe you're going to just start by doing a quick house reset. So opening the windows, making sure that everything just looks nice and everything feels clean. And then you're going to do your breakfast routine where you're you're making breakfast for the family. You're making sure that the kitchen is reset. And maybe you'll throw in a quick load of laundry if the laundry room's close to the kitchen like mine is. And then you're going to go into the next routine, which would be like maybe getting your kids ready for the day. That would be a whole bunch of steps, like what you have to do to get that to happen. So those are your different routine stacks. And as you think through those things, you're going to just start layering them on top of each other, filling out this home block where you are making sure that your home and your family are fed, taken care of, and ready to meet the day. So instead of like waking up in the morning and having to decide immediately what you're going to do, your day simply flows forward because you have these routines in place that trigger all of these steps to help you feel like you're going to be able to tackle this day. And then you can move on into work blocks and different blocks. Maybe you're a homeschooling family, and so you're going to move into a school routine, or you're going to take the kids to school and go to a job yourself, or whatever your family looks like right now, the routines that your family already has. You're going to make them predictable, and you're going to put them in this like block in your head where you're like, I am focusing on this and I am taking care of this thing that is really important. And that's the gist of the blocks, is that it's giving your brain a boundary to say, I am focusing on these things. I am allowed to focus on these things, and I want to focus on these things. That these are the things that I'm focusing on now, and in a little bit, I will move on to the next block and I will focus on something different. So hopefully that makes sense as to how you can set up a morning routine. It does not have to be complicated. You don't need the perfect checklist. This isn't really a checklist at all. You might need to write down your routines so that you can make them repeatable and you can do them over and over again. So the first week or two, it might feel like checklists, but the goal is not to have a checklist long term. The goal is to form a habit that you can repeatedly follow so that your day goes off to a really good start. So what's our action step for today? Our action step today is, what is one small task that is going to make your morning calmer? Think about the thing that you would want to do to help kick off your morning home routine. Do you need to open the curtains and make a pot of coffee? That might be a really great one to do. Do you want to empty the dishwasher? What is that thing that's going to make a big impact on how your home feels, how your day feels, so that those things are done and you don't have to think about, oh, I have to go back and do them, right? So we're going to attach that task to the moment your day switches from your personal time to taking care of your home and your family. And I would challenge you to do that thing first tomorrow. A strong morning zone doesn't start with the perfect routine. It just starts with one reliable anchor step. And then you can build it from there. I would encourage you to come share your morning anchor task in the community. An example would be my morning anchor is unloading the dishwasher before anything else starts, before the kids get up. So that would be like a good example of, something you can come and share over in the community, and we'll be cheering you on. These small steps are how we slowly build mornings that support our homes instead of really crashing and chasing the day. So, as a recap, your morning zone sets the tone for your entire day. Anchor routines remove decision fatigue, so go ahead and start with one repeatable step and watch your mornings become steady and your home feel calm and like you have the ability to tackle the day. If this episode helped you, leave a review of the podcast. It helps other homemakers find this show. And if you're ready to start building systems for your home and your homestead, feel free to check out the mentorship options in the show notes. And we also have the free community, so there's lots of ways to connect with us. And I would love to see you any of the other places in the next week as we wait for the next episode to drop. Until then, see you next time. Hey neighbor, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and share this episode with a friend who is knee-deep in their own homestead? Also, please leave me a rating or a review on Apple Podcasts. It thrills me to know that this podcast is helping you. Keep watching those sunsets, friend. I'll meet you back here on the homestead soon for another episode. See ya!